everyone. I am here with our final Tuesday tip of the year 2020. It's kind of crazy to say that, but here we are. It is the last week before December break, and we made it this far, which is so exciting. I'm going to share 3 ideas with you today. The first one is called the Wheel of Names. I can't take credit for it. I originally saw it posted by another music teacher, but I'll show you a way that I've been using it that has been really fun for students and really has helped me get through last week and will help me make it through to the end of this week. Also, a winter poem in both French and English that comes from this book. And it comes in English, and then most French teachers will recognize this version also. So it's a song that I'm using as a poem because, like all of you, we are not singing right now. And the third activity is a movement activity that goes with a piece that comes from the Rhythmically Moving 7 CD. So we'll get started first with some suggestions or an idea that you can do using the Wheel of Names. Okay, so first things first, you'll go to wheelofnames.com and you will generate a wheel for your class. So today my class is going to feature members of our amazing Manitoba Orff chapter board. So I've got Dawn, Cherise, Jennifer, Michelle, Joanne, Juliana, Jewel, Christy, Lori, Angie, Erica, Andre, and Andrea, I got the accent in there for you. Shannon, I think that's everybody. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Oh, and I guess I can add myself. And so once you have everybody's names in your wheel, if you choose customize at the top, you can make some choices. So one thing I noticed when playing it with students, it automatically defaults to having different sounds. And for what we are doing, it's nice to not have a sound, but you can see there's lots of choices here. Just for fun today, let's choose Christmas music. Why not? You can make some choices about the time or duplicates or the speed. And then after the spin right now, it automatically defaults to subdued applause. But we found that that was a little bit distracting. So I like to do no sound. And then you can have a pop-up message if you like. For us, we are using the wheel as an elimination game. So I usually have a little message in French that says, vous êtes whoops, we need an E, éliminé. And sorry, Andrea and Erica, hopefully I spelled that properly. And then you can choose your colors, and you can also choose to put an image in the middle, which is pretty fun. So right now I have my school music program logo in the middle. To upload it, I just chose custom, and then I uploaded the image. You can play around with the size. I like small the best because then it makes the names on the wheel a little bit bigger, and it makes it easier for the students to see their names. So once you have everything inputted, you'll just click on OK, and when you're ready to play the game, you can put it into full screen mode. Now, before I do that, one great thing about the Wheel of Names is that you can log in using your Google account or another email, and it'll save all of your boards, your name list. So I'm going to save this one. I'm going to call it the MOC board. There we go, and I'll just go save. There, and now it's saved. So when I want to play this game with my friends again, I have it ready to go. So I'll go into full screen mode. And here's what we've been doing. We've been using a song that I turned into a poem from those 2 books that I showed you at the beginning. In French, it's called Sur mon traîneau, and in English, I believe it's called On My Sled. I can't quite remember. But what we do is we say the poem with actions, and then when it's time to eliminate somebody, we just spin the wheel. Oh, sorry, Jewel. Jewel, you have been eliminated from the game. Now, when students are eliminated, they don't just sit down and do nothing. Instead, they pick out a non-pitched percussion instrument. For us, we have them in our music bags, and they practice the beats. This is a great game just to get kids engaged, but also to get them to repeat a poem multiple times so that they really know the words of the poem, and then we can move on to some other things like figuring out the meter or decoding the poetry. Okay, on to the next part. So this was the poem I decided to use with my grade 3s and 4s, and I chose it because it is in 3/4 meter, and it has a lovely winter theme, which is great for this time of the year. And like I said, there is an English version in the book. Come on, everybody, let's sing. You can see the French words here. Sur mon traîneau, allons tout glisser, descendons vite, tout enneigé, montant, montant, montant jusqu'en haut, redescendant, quel plaisir, hey, hey, ho. In English, the poem is called, or the song that I've turned into a poem is called Jump on My Sleigh, and the words are, jump on my sleigh, away we will go, down the long hill, covered with snow. Climb, climb, climb up to the top, down we come, oh what fun, we never stop. So once we've learned the poem, I asked the students to give me some ideas for some actions, and this will transfer into our game. So here's what we decided to do for this poem. We did sur mon traîneau, allons tout glisser, descendons vite, tout enneigé, montant, montant, montant jusqu'en haut, redescendant, quel plaisir, hey, hey, ho. And once we all knew the poem, it was time for us certainly to play the game. So what we did, we'll just close this up here, is we went back to our wheel of names, which you can see is over here with my lovely MOC friends, and everybody stood up in their spots and said the poem with the actions. Now, if they didn't do the actions, I just eliminated them right away. And when you exit full screen, you can take somebody's name off, so it's really serious. So after we say the poem, we tap the wheel to spin, and we find out who is going to be eliminated from the game, and it looks like this time it is going to be, oh, Shannon. Sorry, Shannon. Shannon, vous êtes éliminé. You've been eliminated from the game. Now, what's really cool about this is that I also do some synchronous teaching, and the kids that are at home can play this game as well. Now, when they're eliminated, they don't just get to sit on the floor and do nothing. They have to be saying the poem and performing the beat somewhere. Like I said earlier, we have music bags, so our students who are out would sit on the floor and they would practice the beat while they're saying the poem. And so as you can see, we repeat the poem many, many times, and after playing the game a few times, we're really, really confident with the words of the poem. If I need the game to go faster, sometimes I'll just eliminate more than one person at a time. So after we've played the game a few times and we feel really comfy with the poem, the next thing that we do is we start to think about the meter, and here's how we go about doing that. We have all of the heartbeats of our poem, and we say the poem while we pat the beat that we practiced. And for us, that beat was this. Sur mon traîneau, allons tout glisser, descendons vite, tout enneigé, montant, montant, montant jusqu'en haut. Redescendant, quel plaisir, hey, hey, ho. And then I asked the students to tell me which words they patted the beat on. So we patted on sur mon traîneau. Whoops, I'll just change my screen over here. So we patted on sur mon traîneau, allons tout glisser, descendons vite, and we start to notice that there's a pattern that's happening, and patterns are really exciting. So then we group the hearts together to figure out how many hearts there are in each group, and we group them based on where we patted the beat. And then I asked the students to tell me how many hearts are in each group, and they will answer 3. So we know that our song is organized in groups of 3. So the next thing we want to do is figure out which note gets one beat in the poem. And so when we tap sur, we recognize that one sound in one beat for us right now is a ta. And so then, without going into too much detail, we realize that we can put a ta underneath of our 3 to show that our poem is grouped with 3 tas in a group. And then we could also talk about that a ta is a quarter note and that it could also be 3/4 time. Now, what's really nice about this poem is it also has an opportunity for a dotted half note. So if you wanted to talk about that too, you can. So there's a little winter activity that's super fun. You have a chance to talk about meter and to also talk about rhythm and decoding. So hopefully that is helpful for you. Stay tuned. I have one more movement activity, and then that is the end of this Tuesday tip. All right, so the last part of this wintertime fun activity set is some movement. And I've chosen the piece that I have put up on the board. I'm not going to try to pronounce it. Many of you already know this folk dance. And I initially got this idea from Rob Amchin. If you follow him on YouTube, he has adapted different folk dances for a physically distanced environment. So I took his idea, but then I wanted to add a wintertime twist to it. So we just start off by listening to the piece and padding the beats. So you get the idea. And as we work through it, we figure out the form, which you can see on the board. So an introduction, A, B, A, B, A, B. And then we also divide the beat, so figure out how many parts are in it. And we do that through trying different patterns. So we see if that beat will divide into 4, like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And we find out it feels a little bit uncomfortable, and then we try dividing it into 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And we realize that fits a little bit better. So every time that we do the A section, we just practice that 3-beat body percussion pattern, the pat, clap, clap. We make our actions really small because the tempo of the piece is a little bit quick. And for the B section, we have some fun just miming some winter activities. So miming means we're not talking, and we also have to be listening for when the A section comes back. So some students' ideas are things like making a snow angel. We've had hockey, so playing hockey. And then we always have a pretend snowball fight at the end, but we remember that we can't do it in real life. So a snowball fight. And every time that we come back to the A section, we sit down again. So it gives us a chance to regroup, and it promotes us listening for the form of the song and just having some fun. And this also transfers very well if you have synchronous learners that are online at the same time. They can participate at home too. So that is my grade 3-4 winter fun lesson set. I hope some of that is useful for you. And this, like I said at the beginning, is our last Tuesday tip of 2020. So on behalf of MOC, we wish everybody a wonderful holiday season, and we'll see you in 2021. Take care.